Well, first of all, I just want to welcome you to the place where I get to come to work every day. It's not a bad place to walk into every day, is it? Okay, this is a nice place. I tell people many times that I have the best job in the world. I get to come here to this beautiful place and teach at the university during the day, and in the afternoon I go over to El Sistema and I work with these wonderful kids and spend time with them and work with their wonderful teachers and see the things that are going on, and you're going to get a chance to experience that here in just a minute. I want to help us understand what this is, because you notice on there it doesn't say that we're doing a performance. We're doing an informance. Now, an informance is a little bit different because what we're doing tonight is inviting you into our classroom. You're going to hear Miss Sai do the things that she does in rehearsal every week. We're going to go through things the way we go through them. Now, you notice when you look up here, there's an element missing that you normally see in front of each of the students at a concert, and that would be a music stand. You don't see any music stands up here right now because the way we start and the way we go about making music at El Sistema, Oklahoma, is that we believe that first of all, we need to figure out how to get the music that's in our heads onto our instrument. And then we learn how to read music from the page and get that into our heads and put that onto their instrument. Now, if you think about it for a minute, the way you learned how to read words, when you first started to learn how to read, it's the very same process, because when you started to read, you already had a vocabulary that you could use. You could speak, you could talk, you could share ideas with somebody. You could get the ideas that were in your head, formulate it into sentences, and get those out so that people could understand them. That's the process we're in right now with our orchestra. Now, eventually, you're going to take those sounds and ideas that you hear and can say and relate them to what you see on the page. And then you can begin to read and understand and share new ideas and collect new ideas from what you read. The next step for our orchestra here is after we come back after break, is to start that process now of understanding what we hear and play on our instruments to be able to read and to put that together. So you're going to hear them sing tonight. You're going to hear them solfege sounds. They're going to sing with do, re, mi. They're going to learn how to, then they've already learned how to take those sounds and relate that to what they do on their instrument and to put all those things together. It's amazing what your children have done and what our teachers have accomplished with them in 24 days. If you think about this in 24 hours, if you sat down right now, could you do what your child is doing at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening? Okay? Something to think about. They've done a lot of things and they've worked with that very well. So now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the conductor of Orquesta Nueva, Ms. Samantha Sai.
Good evening, you guys. Just like Dr. Reiber said, we're going to take you through the process of what we do every week in rehearsal. I get them for 45 minutes, 50 minutes every week. The first thing you will hear is our hot crust buns in D-Do, and then you will hear us shift to a different key. And then later in the program, we will do a second piece for you. So we hope you enjoy it. Ready, orchestra? We are in D-Do. Hot cross buns, we are going to sing and shadow play the melody. Going to play the melody. We are now going to sing and shadow play the bass line, still in D-Do. the two parts together. I would like violins on melody, violoncello bass on the bass line. We're still in D-Do. So what you're going to hear now, throughout the concert, we're going to have different sections showcase something that they've put together for you. And our first section showcase will be our violins. Orchestra, we're going to switch to G-Do. Okay. Would everybody, please, for right now, play the melody in G-Do? I know, crazy stuff happens. Would you please play the bass line in G-Do, everybody? We are now going to have viola, cello, bass on G-Do melody, hot cross buns, violins on the bass line. You will now get to hear our viola showcase. Violas, you ready? At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Mattingly up to talk about our music fundamentals class. She's going to tell you a little about what they do in there, and they are going to do part of a performance for you.
Well, first of all, let me tell you just how much I love working with your children. It's a very special group of kids, and we've been having a lot of fun in music fundamentals class. The goal of music fundamentals class is to develop the overall musicianship of the students. And that includes developing a steady beat and rhythms, looking at intervals or listening to intervals or the distance between different notes, melody and harmony, pitch, and we also work on developing inner hearing, which is being able to think the music without playing or singing. It's a very important part of musicianship. One of the best ways to develop musicianship, I've learned, is through singing. So in my classes, we do a lot of singing, don't we? Yes. And we've learned to sing solfege with hand signs. Well, we'll show you that another time, but we've worked a lot with solfege, and we've learned to dance some folk dances. We've learned Sasha and Alabama Gal, and we play a lot of singing games. And singing games allow for a lot of movement. We're always moving in our class, and we sing with all those games. The research has shown that singing games are very valuable in teaching music. They encourage the development of imagination, memory, but also group building. So the students learn to take turns and to work together to have the game succeed. We also work on the music fundamentals in those games as rhythm, pitch, and singing. So we've been learning to sing in canon, and that's another level of development. These students have learned so much in such a short time. Singing in canon really helps prepare them for playing in an ensemble because they have to focus on their part and sing their part while they're listening to the other parts. So we're going to sing one canon in 3 parts for you, which is very challenging. It's called Round and Round.
Are you guys enjoying the concert so far? Yeah! What about you, orchestra? Are you enjoying the concert so far? Yeah! We are going to switch tunes now. We are going to play something for you called Pierrot. Orchestra, we are in D-Do, duple. Would you please, we're going to sing and shadow the melody first. Orchestra, would you please play the melody? Please sing and shadow the bass line. Please have the violins on melody, violoncello bass on bass. We are now going to hear the cello showcase. Orchestra, we're going to switch to Pierrot triple. Okay, we're going to sing the melody together and shadow. Orchestra, would you sing the bass line and shadow? are going to have violoncello bass on melody in duple or triple. Triple, violins, you're on the bass line. And last but not least, our bass showcase. So we have a tradition here at our first performance where we ask our students to bring a guest from the audience, and they're actually going to teach you how to play their instrument and hold their instrument, and they're going to teach you one note. Students, I'm going to release you by section to grab your guests, okay? So just sit still until I release you. Do you remember what you're going to teach your special guests how to play? What are you going to teach them how to play? You're going to teach them how to play one note, G-do. If your special guest is really, really advanced, you can try the hot cross buns, okay? Could our bassists please go grab their guests? Violins, would you also carefully grab your guests? Cellos, would you grab your guests? Violas, go grab your guests. Orquestra. Oh, yeah. We're not done. All right, if you can hear me, please stop playing. You're not done. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Nueva Orquestra, did you teach your guests how to play G-Do? They're gonna play it for the audience right now when I tell them to play. It's the world premiere. Here we go. Would you teach your guests rest position? Will you teach your guests rest position? Okay, here we go. I need everybody's eyes up here. Mouths off, please. Mouths off. Wasn't that lovely?
We're going to close this concert by applauding for our orchestra. Didn't they do a great job? Woo! We are very proud of them. Congratulations, orchestra.